All right, folks, we're back and getting into the final group, the final match, excuse me, of this final group. Let's not forget, after this series is completed, it's not just let's take off like normal. We're actually going to have to draw some names from a hats. I just realized I don't have any paper on me. So I may have to do mine electronically. But regardless, the point still stands where we will be drawing all of the round of 8 players today. It'll be the winners versus the losers as the priority for seeding, and of course, best of 5s all around. Of course, all these players only have to play one best of 5 tomorrow. That can be both advantageous and disadvantageous, because you don't have that second life to fall back on, but you also know that's the only match you have to practice for today. You don't have to hide a build for the winner that you would play afterwards or anything like that. So, tomorrow will be 4 best of 5s. Then Sunday will be 2 best of 7s. And then Monday will be the grand finals, which is 1 best of 9. So we're very close to the end of the TING tournament. I hope you've all enjoyed it so far, but this is the final group in the round of 16, and this is the final match of that final group. Feels like just yesterday we kicked this series off at the beginning of the week. But spawning here on the top left side of the map, in this last best of 5 today, we've got the blue Terran player, MVP's Ryung.
In the bottom right, as the red Zerg, he is Nerchio.
And I've apparently been spelling Nerchio's name wrong all day on the overlay for the brackets, so now being alerted to it, my sincerest apologies to Nerchio and any of his fans. Not a slight, but he just mistype. I will actually fix that right now. Yes, it says Nerchio. Whoops.
Close enough. It's like Sumble. Where did Sumble went?
I'm impressed because in like 8 groups, no, like 12 groups, I haven't messed up the names till just now, so nailed it.
Wait, 12 groups?
Well, because there's
4 groups.
4 groups here and then 8 groups before it.
Ah, you're right. This is the last group.
Look, I know I can't do math on stream, okay, and math period, but come on, 8 plus 4 is pretty simple math. Like, you can't goof that.
I was gonna try and catch you that this wasn't the last group, but it is. So I self-direct.
Okay. So Nerchio, you could take on somebody like Pulse. Fantastic. But taking on Ryung does have a different problem attached to it, and it does involve the server swapping a bit. Now, Nerchio kind of proved to us he didn't mind playing off-server. You know, that was him to East Coast, Pult with the home field advantage the entire time, and Nerchio still took a very convincing series. But did lose to Ryung the first time. However, showcasing some really great StarCraft 2 and now realizing, like, it's the end of the group. You don't have to hold back. If Nerchio was holding any builds back, he doesn't have to. There's no one else to hide them from. Like, it's do or die here to get out of the groove.
Yeah, and the curse, of course, is in effect, so with the curse, Nerchio would win this, but let's see if Ryung can finally beat the curse. It's been cursed before.
Ryung has actually been the most cursed player on BaseTradeTV for multiple reasons, not just the typical bracket curse. There's the Rift and Castingham curse.
Exactly, yeah.
But for those who don't know, the silly curse we're making fun of, making jokes of, it's just a weird statistical anomaly that, for whatever reason, every time we have these rematches in the finals, it almost always, like, I'm talking like 99% type thing, goes the other way around. So, like, if player 1 won the first time, player 1 almost always loses the second time they fight. And there doesn't seem to be any good reason for this. It's just funny coincidence that's happened on more, not just in this tournament, but like in DreamHack and other tournaments too.
There is a reason for it. It's just that it hopes to, after going 5 games, maybe 3 games, maybe 5 games, that you would have time to reflect on the games that you played and change up your style by the time you played in the Decider.
Yeah. No, well, that's the thing, actually. Sorry, I'll explain my giggle in a second. Because we do losers, winners. Everyone else does winners, losers. So if it was only exclusively our event, like, there'd be some mentality stuff there, but it's not. Like, no matter what the format ends up being. But we got a donation from Rifkin's hat. I thought it said Rifkin's shat. And I'm wearing a blue hat, so they donate. I'm blue. Abadi, abadi, dabadi, dabadi, abadi. Okay, whatever. But thank you for not being Rifkin's shat. Thank you for being Rifkin's hat.
SCVs were pre-pulled in anticipation of the lane sitting in there. Raises a platy, but that doesn't help.
Yeah, fantastic wall off coming out of Ryung right now.
A lot of roaches are on the way for Nerchio. Now, I just brought up that the way that the curse seems to work is that you hope to, after playing against them and having time to reflect and think, that you would be more prepared when you finally meet them again in the Decider. Because you're the one who's watching the winner's match, saying, okay, who's going to win? What's my plan? Oh, he won. What can I do differently? And Nerchio can certainly do something different in this series. He lost all of his games, I think, because he went for those fast ultras, and Ryung was really good with said ultras. Yeah, I think one game he pounced on him when he wasn't ready in like Arena. But the other 2 games definitely were because of those ultras. So simply just don't be that. That's like your only plan, and you already mix up and increase your chances of winning, kind of. So Nerchio is not doing anything too surprising. You got Ro16 coming in, and Ryung was apparently not expecting that. He does have a Banshee, however, so they're eventually going to get cleaned up. But this is some good damage. No wall. There's a wall in the main now, but this is pretty good.
Killing SCVs is nice. Gonna pull some more SCVs into this, just kind of bringing it to him. I think he wanted to protect the Marines at the top of the ramp and the Hellions, because of course they're the follow-up. But 9 workers die, causes a lot of lost mining and a bit of panic. Ryung, he doesn't hold this off poorly, but
No.
Nerchio at the same time doesn't get a bad attack. It's a bit of a wash, really. But regardless of that, at the end of the day, worker count numbers look way better for Nerchio. He's on 3 bases. That income graph, you have spikes like crazy while that fight goes on. It's only 39 SCVs for Ryung.
Yeah. The attack was pretty good, I would say. Now, Nerchio does have upgrades on the way behind that attack, as well as an infestation pit now. Really was hoping that his creeps were to be a little farther out for it, but only 1 creep tumor going here. Means that's not ever going to be very strong. It kept the Banshees back at home for a little while longer, too, so Nerchio does have better defense against them. 2 Banshees still a lot of tango with, but 1 Banshee for 1 Queen. The 1-1 is what the finish in there is that hive, so Nerchio just sticking on the fast Ultralisk thing. I mean, I guess it's not that he went for fast Ultras that kept on killing him. There was definitely mistakes made when he already had the Ultralisk. And maybe he just looked at that and said, I know the mistakes I made. I can fix that. I just need to get back up to Ultras, which I think I can do. Ryung has not been killing Nerchio before the Ultras. He's been killing Nerchio as the Ultras are out.
Actually, there's something a little bit different coming into play here. Pathogen glands. Nerchio was actually doing a lot of Infestor play before, but was without pathogen glands. So the Infestor would just spawn and be kind of useless in these more dire situations. I like pathogen glands a lot for this. I like the Hive Tech more, obviously, but ooh, no cancel.
That's definitely a mistake from Nerchio. So, should be getting Infestors soon enough as Pathogen Glands is finishing up. Ryung does set up for a drop, actually. He could try and abuse the ledge with the tank, but no tanks here. So, okay, sees, I guess, a bunch of Overlords inside, so won't be as sneaky as he wanted.
Yeah. So, some criticisms coming in chat about the way we structure our group format, and that's, fine to question, but we've been doing this for over a year, and we actually chose to do it in this order on the recommendation of some pro players. Actually, I'm not going to name who, but some highly respectable ones that we wanted opinions from. So it's been a little bit of a BaseTradeTV unique thing, but the whole mentality shift, well, it's just something people are going to have to deal with.
Yeah, either way, someone's got to deal with an unfortunate scenario.
Yeah, it's whoever comes off of that game. Like, no matter what happens, somebody has just played and goes into another match right away. There's no cooldown, right? Anyways, Ultra Cavern does begin. Fungal Growth land on these medevacs. Not going to be too good, though. Run!
Run, you fool!
Fly, you
Oh,
fools.
the other one. His brother dies. But it's cleaned up.
How do you know
Ultra
that wasn't
Cavern's
a
on the way.
sister?
That's true, I don't.
That's really sexist of you just to assume.
It's not really sexist. It's ingrained sexism. But
I mean, until you see the normal parasite come out, you don't know what gender they are.
Wow. That's the direction we went with that. And we're moving past. So,
And we're
Ryung
moving on. And
does
we're
not
moving
have
on.
2-2 yet. He's clearing up a little bit of creep, but there's no main push that's going to stop Nerchio from getting to these Ultralisk. It's just now a question of Nerchio, please don't attack in before plating again, because I think that was this map where he
Is
did
there no
that.
queens here? Oh my god. This Banshee's going to kill another infested. This one's got a ton of
Oh,
energy in
yeah.
it. Fungal it!
That queen just was like one hit. Nope, I'm done. That did my job.
I think the Overseer is like 2 grid marks out away or something. That's unfortunate. So Ryung already kind of catching Nerchio over a bit of damage here. I would say losing Infestors is devastating and move on, but it is actually kind of devastating. Nerchio investing in pathogen glands, Nerchio relying on these units to have the energy built up to get 2 fungals off each, to get some infested Terrans out if necessary. Also, I know you answered in chat, but I just want to say, for that guy who was asking about the Partoufs, yeah, so until we run out of coins and have to go, like, actually mint some more, because these are, like, real metal, hefty things, we do give Partoufs out to people who have been subbed for 1 year on the channel. There's no way to buy them. People have offered hundreds of dollars. Frankly, I find that strange, but still, the only way to get it is through subscribing to the channel.
Yep. Alright, so we finally have that big push. Ryung has added in his large number of Marauders. Plating is yet... No, it's not done! No,
oh, it's really far out, too. The fungal growths do hold a lot of this army in place, so the Ultras still get damage in. Weirdly enough, not used for tanking, used for damage isn't too bad in this situation, and he does start to push this back, but those are expensive units that you don't trade out. That had to do a lot more damage than it did. The Infestors died as well. There's no energy left in the one that's still standing, and Ryung... Well, Ryung's looking good, frankly.
Yeah. Oh my god. Wasn't it this map he made the same mistake? I feel like it was.
I can't remember. There's a couple times where Kite Splitting was just barely not done in time. But he also couldn't really afford to wait for too long either. He loses his 3rd base while this goes on. Pig! Pig!
Woo!
Notorious PIG!
Wow! Oh, wow. GG.
Alright, well, Ryung is going to take the first game in this final best of 5. And we'll see what he was meowing about here in a moment. Which server did we start off on, by the way? Alright, well, so far he is fighting against the curse. He's up 1 point in the bottom left side of Dusk Towers. It's going to be the Korean Terran MVP's Ryung.
In the top right, as the blue Zerg, he is Nerchio.
And, whoops. Yeah, we are on the Easter. Zombie doing an ace job. Hosting maps, making servers, and making sure this runs smoothly. Thank you to Exerciser Wish for the 10-month resub, as well as Lumpus Cakes for the 2-month resub. Do these resubs keep our numbers strong? Hang on. Well, it's not new sub numbers. Yeah, we're still at 1210. That's 1,210 subscribers. What the hell? Yeah, I saw somebody trying to compare us to O Gaming in one of the various threads. I woke up this morning and it's just engorged on all the Reddit threads. There's like good and bad ones all over the place about us. I just love the attention either way. I'm like a Kardashian that way. But the funny thing was, someone was commenting on I think it's like O Gaming has like 2,000 something subs, and they do. They've also thrown like a lot bigger events than us, and they have a studio and an organization that's much bigger than ours, as they do League of Legends and other things. But not that I'm trying to defend ourselves or compare penis sizes or anything like that. I just think it's really cool that in general, like you've got 2,600 whatever 400 people subscribing to O Gaming. You got like 1,200-ish here on BaseTradeTV. I know Take TV was floating 2K at one point. I don't know where they are now, but it's nice to see just that level of commitment and support to StarCraft 2. Like, I don't know how other organizations spend their money, but we have been pretty committed to using it on, you know, reinvesting back into you guys, doing events. When the Alima League first started up, we didn't have Patreons paying for that money every month. That was BaseTradeTV sort of quote unquote secretly funding it with our sub money. Like we're not always like, hey guys, look at us, look at us, look at us. But I am really glad we can put that money to good use. And seeing such a high number recently has just made me really, really happy. So shout out to all the people resubbing, new subbing. You guys are the best.
Yeah. I see some people pointing out, as you did, that it didn't seem like he really had a choice. Like he had to attack at that time. That's certainly true. He was in a tough situation where it was either lose your army or lose your bases, and he would have lost 2 bases because, of course, the 3rd went down while the main fight went on. But that is the choice you can make when you have Ultralisk, is that you can hope that just because you have the Ultralisk with plating, that they're going to be scared to do another main push like that, and that you will be able to plant down those hatcheries again. It's a choice, and he made the choice to attack before plating, but it was not ideal, obviously. But it is also something that's happened before. Talked about changing up your style going into the Cider match, and that's how the curse really gets to people. But Nerchio did not change up his style. He still died in a very similar way that he died last time to Ryung. Almost identical.
Well, this time it was a little more shocking, though. It did connotate with a wow.
Wow.
All right, we got a $5 donation coming from Zombie Grubs. Hair, I'm brown, Dabba. Oh, wait, wrong color. And, oh, CPP Maniac.
Woohoo!
Wait, this guy's been subbed before, hasn't he? Am I wrong?
Pretty sure. Pretty
Okay,
sure.
well, either way, new sub, resub. Thank you so much. Same mumbo jumbo I said before applied again.
Dun.
Okay, so Ryung, I just want to point out, oops, I just realized I turned off the name. He needs to have his name displayed. Ryung does have a third CC back at home, so we're not seeing two base builds out of him. When we joke around about his 1-1-1-ness, it's not because we're just sitting there trying to find something to talk about regarding his past. He has several times in Legacy, several times in this tournament, just really turned the dial up by going for like 1 base, 2 base builds. So it is worth noting that when Ryung goes for a third command center, this actually is playing a little bit different.
Yeah, that is true. Makes sense on this map, as Nerchio going for his own Greedo makes sense. And hopefully Ryung will just have a very powerful push before ultras are out to kind of make up for the lack of any aggression elsewhere. But Nerchio should be happy to see this if his plan is to go up to those ultras again. He could try and go for very, very, very greedy ultras, like you hold off on the Baneling Nest, you actually don't bother getting roaches despite having a roach warren, you just go straight up with the Infestation Pit and the Ultralisk Cavern. It got him killed once, it got him to ultras another time.
Ooh.
Chris Dennis 0913 just subbed. Oh, I thought it was resub. Just subbed.
And so did the Cloud Ultima weapon!
Yeah, thank you. Woohoo!
2 new subs.
They liked the Kardashian reference, I think.
Apparently. Yo, Kim Kardashian. I'm just saying, like, guys, some people live off of attention, okay? And a lot of people think, like, all the trolling on Reddit, like, hurts Rifkin's feelings, but, like, I just kind of like it, alright? Whatever.
Dear God.
It's not a good trait. I'm fully aware. Zombie constantly asks me, like, why do you bother reading those threads? They're just, like, why do you read the comments on SC2Cast? Like, they're just gonna make you mad. And I'm like, because I like that people are talking about us, alright? Whatever.
Well, the truth is out there.
I don't pretend like I accept and I fully envelop and embrace it. But yeah, sorry about the barcode there down below because it accidentally turned the clan tags off. Ryung doesn't have an account with his name on it, so the concession is that if players are willing to put their name in a clan tag, we can have the barcodes play. But in general, we're trying to get players to stop using barcodes for our tournaments, so it was recently added no barcodes. These guys have all been made aware and asked that for future tournaments they come back with an account ready to go. The first instance we ran into this was SOS during the qualifiers, but it's the best we can do is the middle ground.
Yeah.
Until we find another player named VP BenQ Slivko, but he's a barcode, and we're like, yeah, your name doesn't fit on anyone's overlay. We do have Nerchio not being as greedy as I thought he might try and get away with. He is getting upgrades in Baneling speed, and actually, importantly, Baneling speed, so he's going for Mutilating Bling. Now, Ryung did just lose to Rogue, who did showcase a couple of really nice Mutilating Bling centered maps, playstyles, rather, where he actually just stuck on it for a very long time and got Hive at a reasonable time, not a super fast time. And I thought maybe he'd be trying to use that against Ryung, but he does add on the Infestation Pit. Yeah, nice catch in the middle of the map. He's going to unload for safety, I think, because he does start heading in with the Marines a bit early. Thank you to Moose Monkey 397 for subbing to the channel as well. Continuing that Rifkin conspiracy of Rifkin just creating fake accounts to sub to himself as another one comes in. Anti-Binksix? Anti-Binix? I'm sorry.
Maybe it's like someone has a program, right? Where whenever we thank new subs, they'll put like 5 subs in. Okay?
No, you know what I think it is?
Person,
I think people just are fucking awesome and want to be part of this awesome community.
No, I don't know about
They're
that.
like, I'm pretty cool, but I want to be awesome, so I'll subscribe to BaseTradeTV. Fun fact, not only do you become awesome, you know, when you wake up the next morning, you'll find an extra 2 inches. And on your height, Jesus, Zombie Grub, calm down, one track mind. And
I thought about the snow.
You get a promotion.
Why did that make you laugh so hard?
Because I told you how I measure the snow, man. You'll have a promotion at work the next day, and your libido will improve. And there's just no downside to subscribing to BaseTradeTV.
That's true.
Measure how much is snowed with mud.
Other than supporting this narcissist, apparently.
Yeah, this crazy. Someone hand me a mirror. Oh wait, I'm a vampire. Oh!
Oh my god, it's a conundrum.
All right, so in the middle of the map, we do of course have the scuffle ready to go down. Nerchio's gonna be a little bit wary about getting off of creep, but he does have a lot of units to get off of creep with.
Yeah, I don't know though. Like, you lose one of these armies and you're just taking away a lot from your Ultralist transition. If you're still sticking on Mutilating Bling like Rogue was, then sure, take a risk. But if not, just you know, go out, stay at home, wait for your Ultras, get that creep spread out and go in. Ryung's job now is to push past that creep spread and actually take a fight on creep to stop the Ultralist from coming, or being in really high number anyway. But he's got +3 on the way now. His 4th command center is almost done. His splits are already looking like they're going to take a good enough fight to warrant a push like this, but it's like a full surround from Nerchio.
Every different direction. Nerchio comes in from all angles. Now, he does take a pretty good fight initially, but Ryung on the backside of this still has a lot of Marines with those medevacs. But, you know, the Mutalist lived. A lot of Lings got away with this. He's got more Banelings on the way. This was just kind of buying time for Ultralisks. This time he also chews through a lot of the army, but the problem still remains. Nerchio is going to get hit before Chitinous Plating's done, and his Ultras are probably going to be sacrificed for it.
Yeah, I think that's Ryung has just won another game, man. He's doing well against the curse. I'll tell you what.
This is like, I don't blame Nerchio. I love that he's going for fast Ultras. I think Hive Tech is the best thing a Zerg player can do, but it just feels like he's going to have to swap this up if he wants to beat Ryung, because this is not working. Ryung has got the macro game down, and more importantly, this was something we used to reference Beyond all the time for this, but we haven't seen him play in forever. He used to always hit at this timing, like right before the Ultros Cavern was done, right before Chitinous Plating was done. You'd have those double drops, you'd have the big push in the middle of the map, and it was unstoppable thanks to its timing. And Ryung just kind of matches this out really well. And Nerchio looks like he's holding up, and he's hoping to God that Chitinous Plating completes, because if he can get it out, this is a pretty heavy Marine army. The Ultras won't take a lot of damage.
That's certainly true, but it is a nice-sized army with a wide concave, a couple of Widow Mines to help out as well. Thanks to Shroom5 for resubbing 15 months in a row.
Damn, that's a long time. Alright, Chitinous Plating. Well, it feels like it's 15 months out. I'll tell you what, 7 seconds to go before Nerchio can take a fight, and he's holed up in this third. He's got a macro hatchery. I think he's got this, though. There's the Chitinous Plating. Now going to roll in. Banelings on top of this. Gotta look out for those Widow Mines. Widow Mines going off on the Banelings is perfectly kind of fine, weirdly enough, as long as the Ultras live long enough to get this fight. But as he gets further and further off creep, it's going to be harder and harder to take an engagement. He can't just stutter it. He can't easily take a fight. Nerchio's got a big, strong clump of units here, but they're slow. They can't catch this army. It's simming away constantly, and Nerchio finally backs off.
Yeah. That was going to be dangerous for either side, to be honest. Now, Ryung was going back to the safety of the planetary, so Nerchio could not keep engaging, but if Ryung had decided to try and stay and fight, his army was stimmed. It was going to get, just chomped once or twice, and it was going to die, so good on him for just, realizing when to run away. Now, Ryung does have upgrade leads. He did start to build his Liberators, and as I said, he has a 4th base. He's getting into a 5th base as well. He plays the late game pretty damn good. And Nerchio, this is where he has to evaluate the last games that they've played and say, okay, where did it go wrong? Why did his mass Marauder ground army actually tear me down?
Uh-oh.
Oh, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
1, 2, 3, not it. Oh, it's Ryung. Oh, no. I like this guy in chat. The lovely feel says, BaseTradeTV, I'm going to subscribe my girlfriend if it increases her libido. Well, you better hope it increases it with you, though, man.
Yeah, maybe you want to...
Like, what if you're too busy at work and she's got that libido running strong? She's just going to start cheating on you all over the place. Watch out.
I have a very low opinion of you.
What's worse? If someone were to emotionally cheat on you or physically cheat on you, but it meant nothing to them?
Physically.
Really? I think like emotionally would be like way worse.
Well, okay.
Oh, he's actually here. Okay, well I was gonna take that conversation somewhere else, but the game actually resumed. I thought he had dropped. Usually when it goes on that long, somebody's dropped out of the game. So let's Ryung down with that recovery. Now, this position in the game is a little bit odd, because while Nerchio is not in a great spot, I would say the fact that he got to this Hive Tech intact puts him in a better spot than either of the games he played earlier or the first game in the series. Like, he actually has an army to fight with. Problem is, we're about to see something we didn't see a lot of out of Ryung before, and that's a good army with Liberators on top of it.
If you recall in the first series, they played a similar game on Dusk. Okay, well, Ryung might.
Ryung, don't make us recover replay, man. I hate doing that.
Yeah, they played a similar game where they did end up going up to Liberators, but Nerchio just threw his army into a planetary in a choke. So this has happened before, and it will happen again. Oh, but it's like this time Nerchio I think is going to be a little more careful about getting to that perfect army first. And I think I have to restart. Oh, what the flip?
Yeah, Zombie, why don't you shut up and wait? Don't, because you have to cast. Just stop being wrong, okay?
Can you give me some pointers on how to do that? Oh wait, you can't. So, wow. Ghost Academy is on the way.
Wow, for someone to get. Ooh, hang on, I'm getting my diary out real quick. Dear diary, today's Zombie Grove got lippy with me at 11:51 a.m. on March 11th. My grudge diary.
Oh God, I bet you do have one. No,
only after you told me to make one, you're like, don't you ever write these things down? I'm like, no, because I'm not an angry person. You're like, well, you should.
Oh, yeah, right. You made a whole entire Team Liquid post about how you deleted your last grudge.
But that's my point. I deleted it. I got rid of it. I don't have it anymore. That wasn't like for show. I like literally stupidly, instead of backing it up, burying it in the backyard of the USB, like I deleted everything. So
start a new one. Today's
Zombie got really tilted me on stream several times. It's like a notepad. It'll look like one of those creepy like horror story books where it just says like Zombie Grub like written 400 times on like blood and scratchy ink. Like
you get like one of those death notes from like anime convention. You're like, why isn't it working?
I spelled her last name right. This makes no sense. Okay, wow. So we're gonna joke around because I wasn't sure if Ryung would still stick in this, but he's going for upgrades galore behind this, by the way. High-sec auto-tracking I really like, but furthermore, I actually really enjoy the building armor because he is setting up this defensive setup in the middle of the map. Now, sometimes we see planetary fortresses with this, but truth be told, a layer of missile turrets isn't bad either. This will keep the Ultralisks at bay and keep the Corruptors off those Liberators.
Mm-hmm. This is such a damn good setup, man. And this might be going into a split map scenario. Now, Nerchio, he's still having trouble getting up to a good army size. Like, he's still a little bit down in army. And just having trouble getting to maxed out in general because he's been such a low drone count. He's going to want to start expanding further, adding on a Greater Spire, too, of course.
So, of course,
Middle Fang, donated $5.
Right, we actually have a subscriber named Zombio's Middle Nipple. But I was also thinking, like, what am I, Tom Cruise with a middle Ripkins Middle Fang, $5, says, feed me! Okay, this, by the way, cool. We got the Fusion Core on the way, but of course, this is part of the Liberator range. I doubt we're seeing Battlecruisers this game, but we are seeing Ghosts for the first time out of Ryung. And furthermore, we're seeing a Greater Spire out of Nerchio. Now, it is worth noting, we have a track record of Nerchio losing most Dusk Tower games that go super stupid long.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most recent one was versus Morrow, same deal, split map in the middle, but we'll see if that ends up being the case or not. The Liberators do come in and get quite liberal as they just decide to take their shots. They do splash down most of the mutas. Now they're going for the Corruptors.
This is pretty nice.
It's
But
working.
what about that ground army? Like, the Liberators might be winning, but the ground army just, everything went to hell, man.
Oh, there's more Ultralisks. Oh, the Lings actually cancel the snipes. That was fantastic, but as it takes out the last few Corruptors, the Liberators can set up once again. Well played. Kappa! Oh, the Kappa! Oh, shit! Now the chat's gonna spam! Nerchio, you son of a bitch!
You have to take us down with you.
Okay, but he's not down just yet. He does have another game to go. It is a best of 5, and Ryung is up 2 points. This could be the deciding match.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what map? What map do we have
Old
next?
Rena.
Old Rena. Okay, this could be interesting. Nerchio showed us before he wasn't willing to go for the Queen drops, and I think that's kind of a good sign. That build has almost become too gimmicky and too tempting to go for. I like the idea of people playing, say, Roach Ravager around it.
I agree. It's been pushed back twice pretty easily by Terrans that we've cast, so it seems to be they've figured out the secret. And he still has a good chance for a Roach Ravager game. Ryung did end up getting closed out by Rogue with the Roach Ravager game on this map.
So people were asking if we broke up. Did we fight? Yeah, guys, we're getting a divorce. I'm sorry, kids. It's pretty rough.
Sorry, kids.
That's why she's being such a bitch.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault. Don't worry. Mommy and Daddy aren't fighting because of you.
Oh, I just blew his nose. He's
Yeah.
so sad.
Definitely not because I'm still sick. We're waiting on Ryung to get in here. But okay, Orena loaded up, good to go. Just waiting on Ryung to go. All right. This could be it, guys. It's game number 3. If Nerchio can bring it back, now's the time to do it. There's no more holding back. He's got to try and win. We'll see you guys here in just a moment. All right, we're back. People are asking for some updates, and I guess not everyone's been here since the start of the broadcast. Did Nerchio beat Polt? Yes! Polt was the first person eliminated from the group, as sad as that is to say. I know I say that with a little too much enthusiasm. I'm just excited, though, because Nerchio did, in fact, beat Polt. Spawning here, though, in the top left of the map, he is winning the series 2-0 and defeating the curse. Ladies and gentlemen, it is MVP's Ryung.
In the bottom left, as the red Zerg, he is Nerchio.
Oh my god, chat is going nuts. Nerchio,
So good.
with the stream delay, do you want to see what you've done? This is what you've done, man. We can't have nice things when you do things like this. Okay.
So good.
So, just a quick explanation of my remark just now about being happy Nerchio beat Polt. I've got nothing against Polt. I would have been so happy if Polt got out of this group. But Nerchio did lose to Polt in IEM. And I love, no matter who the players, I could hate their guts. I love seeing, like, that reverse kill. I love seeing the underdog coming back and take it. Everyone was doubting Nerchio the second we got into that series. The bets reflected that through Partoufs. So for me, Nerchio beating Polt was really exciting because it was unexpected.
Huh.
Plus, you know,
I agree.
I still don't think Nerchio can beat Polt. But, you know, whatever. I don't care about that. That's the least important point.
Sure. But it is a cool kind of revenge story after IEM. Now, Ryung is looking really good with 2 games under his belt. It doesn't mean he's going to do anything too weird. He could have gone for like a 3-rack, I suppose, if he wanted to give away a game.
Oh my god damn it. So, this is something you got to experience with me in Toronto. I have system sounds muted. But the goddamn Windows 10 update sounds, for some reason, ignore that, and they're loud as hell.
Right.
And I'm sorry for anyone who just heard that. It was asking me.
All of that again.
The best question I think was like that noise. It was like, "How's your Windows 10 experience? How would you rate us?" I would rate you 0. I fucking hate Windows 10.
They asked me that last night, and I just went off.
You just
And
like
then I
wrote
gave
a
an
letter to
actual suggestion.
Microsoft. You're like, "I swear to God, Microsoft,
Yeah, because it's like, how can we improve your experience? And I was like, well, first of all,
don't be mandatory." Okay, sorry guys. Anyways, hopefully that's. It's frustrating. Zombie like, you guys don't understand. Zombie the only person here who knows how frustrated I was getting at this. I was like close to throwing my laptop out the window. But we got a $5 donation from Think of the Children. Stay together for the kids. Oh, that's the
kids.
divorce thing.
For the kids.
Well, I don't know, man. On the other hand, you guys would get 2 Christmases.
Yeah, look at the bright side.
Or a Hanukkah and a Christmas.
Are you Jewish?
I'm not. I'd be willing to try for a girl.
But the point is that we're saying, or no, we're not saying together. Okay, if you found another girl that was Jewish.
Yeah, like if, like,
Sure.
dude, if Allison Brie, it's like, yo, I'm only gonna date you if you're
What
Jewish.
about
I'm like, guess what? Now I'm Jewish.
Celebrate Kwanzaa?
Kwanzaa is a very serious holiday that you're trying to use as a joke right now. In fact, I bet you can't even tell me the first thing
Why
about
would it
Kwanzaa.
be a joke?
Tell me the first thing about Kwanzaa, Zombie Grub.
I don't know.
Other
it's a
than
holiday
black
that some
people celebrate it.
I actually don't know if that's. I don't think that's absolutely accurate. I just know it's another celebration around Christmas time.
Okay, nice
Fortunately,
try.
that's all I know.
Nice try. Tank does take out a good chunk of links before they get on top of this. The bunker goes down, and, well, this kind of flops. Nerchio doesn't get a lot for it. If he kills the tank, that'd be great, but the SUVs here can actually clean them off, like little scrubbers on top of a... And it just deals with the links, no problem. He did build the depot, not expecting that. Like, he really wasn't expecting Nerchio to go around the map, so that was kind of a cool move out of Nerchio, but it doesn't do much damage.
Yeah, if the tank had been automatically picked up, then it may be doing it might do a lot more damage, actually. And betting that's what Nerchio was hoping for, or that Ryung just didn't go for a tank. But who doesn't go for a tank on this map? Crazy people, that's what. So the bunker is placed down, and he's going to continue the wall. Ryung could try and do some harassment now that he, hopes there's no more lings on the way, but he's just going to stay at home. Nerchio might have been a waste of lings, but at least it was only lings. Goes in a Roachwarn, a lair, tries to get his third base up, and tries to get his drone count up too, because it's not high enough yet.
Yeah, I guess that's a bit of a problem. You do have to build quite a bit of that larva into drones, or sorry, into lings, so you're going to miss out on those drones. But as he tries to recover, the fake medevac comes in. Psych! It's the best scout you've ever seen.
Yep,
I saw that boosting. I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be winter mines. Oh, it's empty. Oh, who was it? Was it Nerchio who did those fake Overlord drops? By the way, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
Ah, that would be, of all things to take away from this tournament, I gotta give Nerchio the biggest credit for that. That was, for me, stuck out as the coolest thing I've seen Nerchio do in a long time. For those who don't know what the games we're referring to, it of course comes from the round 32. And he basically faked a bunch of Overlord drops, sent him in, but really they had nothing inside him and completely caught his opponent off guard. It was so sick.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing I'll always remember, though, is not from Nerchio or this tournament. It's going to be Fantasy EMPing his own medevacs, which I know happened with someone else twice otherwise, but it doesn't happen that often, okay? It was, like, really cool. So, anywho, I miss Fantasy.
I do, too. And
Infestation Pit's on the way.
Yeah, I felt really bad with the 4GG military video because he's not been super active, and he's actually almost never played in any of our stuff. So I just remember him as being one of the first guys that got me into StarCraft 2. At least the competitive scene, excuse me. I was playing StarCraft 2 like the day it released, but the competitive scene for it. I loved watching his streams.
I remember he was one of the first Brood War guys to come over. So I was an instant fan of him. And then he stayed in Europe, and I was like, eh.
You got a girlfriend in France or something? What a jerk.
Eh.
Sango was just like, he's not available, I don't care.
Actually, no, what really started to turn me off from watching his stream all the time was he started playing a lot of replays, which I don't really like, so...
That was actually... He was like one of the only players to ever rebroadcast stuff. Yeah, it was a bit weird. But okay, so tanks are going to come in and get a really nice position. In fact, it's that really nice position, but... Nerchio's got a nice supply count coming into this. Now, the Corrosive Biles are a little bit awkward on the right side, but the Roaches just power through on the left. They force the tanks to lift off.
Ryung just stimmed in there thinking he was going to do well, but this thing's going to full surround.
There's this rule where, like, if you get those tanks in that spot, you're, like, going to win, but that didn't happen.
Well, you're gonna take a lot of good fights because you're supposed to cover your army so you can retreat, but he put himself in a position where he couldn't retreat. That was so odd and so unnecessary. I know he's on 2 bases, so he has somewhat of a timer, but to just stim in there, he definitely thought there was going to be as many roaches as there were. And Nerchio is looking really good.
Fuck off!
What's this one?
Windows 10 donates $5 and says, Nerf Terran, also please rate our service.
That's pretty good.
I give you a 10 out of 10 million, Windows 10. You did a terrible job. But thanks for the $5. Yo, if I had to deal,
for a little bit.
If I actually had the offer of $5 every time I heard the Windows notifications, but I had to hear the notifications for the rest of my life, I would not take that offer.
Really?
I would not. That would drive me nuts.
As long as it was at a stable, comfortable level for my ears. That's the real kicker.
Nope. It's Windows 10. Are you kidding me? You're asking for way too much. That's like asking a genie for more wishes. You're not allowed to do that.
How about asking for more genies?
You know what? A lot of people think that's clever, but you never know. You might get one of those monkey paw genies whose wishes are like ironic and
the monkey paw isn't a genie.
No, but it's that logic where like, because
I actually don't. Genies not for more monkey paws.
But that's the thing. I don't know what came first, whether it was the genie or the monkey paw story that started being like okay, we better be careful what you wish for, and then like you get it all messed up for you in terrible ways.
Sometimes the genie stories are not be careful what you wish for.
What if genies actually have a monkey paw inside of them? You don't know that they don't.
The monkey paw is always be careful what you wish for, but sometimes genies are just fun. Like I dreamed a genie and Aladdin.
Poof, what do you need? Poof,
movie.
What do you need? Poof, what do you need?
Yeah, exactly. Monkey paws are always bad because you shouldn't just cut off monkey paws.
You just shouldn't take the hands of monkeys. But what if it's a dead monkey?
No, you still shouldn't do it. It's weird.
Okay. Big attack coming down the middle of the map. Of course, Corsair Biles and his choke are going to be fan-freaking-tastic if he can land them. Fungal Growth's going to help with that. Oh, almost gets the Medivacs, too.
Yeah, that was a very abusive spot, and he wanted to actually get that Infestor. He saw the Infestor and wanted it really badly, but instead gets punished for it. So now this is the position that Ryung should have been doing before, where it's like a slow push in, and you're going to be careful. And if he had done it before, there wouldn't have been fungals. This time there's fungals, so now it's going to be impossible to push through the bridge. So he's going to have to just back off and go the other way, go through the rocks being broken down.
And I don't know why he just didn't do it in the first place. I mean, Nerchio did open this up, so he's got this available to him as well.
Ryung has one more fight in him. He's still on 2 base. He's down 20 army supply, but at least he's going to try and catch Nerchio before he's to ultras. And he has decent upgrades.
I almost wish Nerchio didn't even try for ultras, to be honest. But
yeah, me too.
This army fight, the concave is great for Nerchio, but he bleeds out his
so
units so
well
fast.
For Ryung. Holy
yeah.
shit.
Look, a concave is one thing, but not
Dear
touching
God.
tanks. Oh lord. Ryung, ladies and gentlemen, will be the second player through
He
the
breaks
group.
the curse.
He breaks so many curses.
Woohoo!
And unfortunately, Nerchio will be the one to fall. So, a big thank you to Nerchio for coming out to play today. He played fantastic in a lot of different ways. It's just very unfortunate that the score doesn't reflect that. But GG, so Ryung will be the final player into the round of 8. Now we have to go draw some names from a hat.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I know, this was like the one part of the stream I was most looking forward to. Like, I'm
gonna get my hat.
We started this tradition with Hell It's About Time, or no, the big one. The big one. It was our very first tournament, $5,000 online. We didn't have a good way to do it, so we just said, well, let's try names from a hat. It'll be the easiest way to do it. And it kind of became tradition since then. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to play a commercial break from our sponsors. Basically, one last bit of word space from them. When we return... You look so silly. When we return, we're going to put the winners' names in Zombie Grub's hat. So the first place people in the group, so like Rogue and others, and we'll put the second place people in my hat. And again, the only rule is going to be people from the same group can't replay each other. So, for example, Mike, fuck off. For example, Ryung and Rogue cannot be drawn into each other. They just finished playing a group. That's going to be the only rule going into this. But the Microsoft Corporation does $10 and says, do you want to update to Windows 10 now or later tonight? I see $10. Fucking clever. So we are going to go to a word from our sponsors. Please enjoy these while I go try and find some paper. We'll write the names down, and when we return, we'll find out everything about the round of 8, because tomorrow the round of 8 plays. I want to remind everybody, we'll probably be 7 a.m. We might start a little bit earlier, but probably 7 a.m., so same time as today. So again, thank you, Ting, for sponsoring this event. We'll be back soon, guys.